Good morning, millennials. Welcome back to the Toast and happy Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. That's right, it's Friday, and your girlies are singing together on tune because we are together in our Florida studio. Hey, Jax, how you doing?
Doing good, because not only is it Friday, but it's also Stry Day. For the first time in, I want to say months, Bryce and Strice are on the show.
It's true.
And this is giving me a joie de vivre that,
like no other.
that I knew I was missing, but I've tried to suppress because Bryce didn't want to work with his mommy. What can you do? But then he saw Theo in studio, so he was like, I'm not going to be bested by this guy.
By my own cousin.
By my own cousin. So now he's with his mommy.
Well, Theo and I are both thrilled, honored, and really feeling very welcomed here at your home and your studio. So thank you so much for having us.
We're so happy to have you. How has your time been so far?
Just simply delightful. I really forgot what it's like to reside in the same residence as Roldadini, and I can just, it's such a joy. It is such a joy, especially when he's like yearning for me in the way that he is, I think. And I'm not even being crazy. I'm so glad you were there, because like, you know that Harry full on said my name.
Yeah, he's trying to work it out.
Yeah, like I was like, Claudia, and he was like, hi. So he's sounding it out. Obviously, I have like the worst name. I wish my name was Sarah sometimes. Like,
no, or just one syllable. Sarah's hard too. Or like something really easy.
Well, he says like a lot of goo-goo, so I wish my name was like Greta.
2 syllables.
Gab. Like, just call me Gab from now on. Auntie Gab, okay? I've got the gift of Gab and I'm Auntie Gab.
Auntie Gab. Speaking of anti-hero.
It's Midnight's release day.
We'll talk about it in the Fast Five, so I don't want to get into it. And we actually did something really fun last night for the Patreon. We were trying to wait up till midnight.
So hard.
And Claudia had gotten reached out to from Instacart, and they send like this little care package to help us wait up. We thought it was going to be things in which to snack.
No, they gave us ingredients.
But instead it was things in which to bake.
So Margot realized the ingredients that they sent were Taylor's famous cookie recipe for chai sugar cookies, and we made them. We vlogged the whole experience, and honestly, it was a wild ride. And honestly, you just have to see it.
We won't even tease the results because it's an experience that you need to experience at patreon.com/thetoast. That video should be up today or sometime this weekend.
Yeah. I'll get it out. We'll churn it out. We're constantly churning out content here.
Constantly. Like, that's the thing. When you come, it's so much fun, but then this house just turns into a content farm.
I know. We're like literally one of those like TikTok houses. When we're together, like we make so many TikToks, we vlog, we podcast. We're literally the hype house.
We are the hype house. We're the Strice house.
That would be our name. We should invite like a bunch of dog influencers to live with us in the Strice house, and we'll start like our own page and stuff.
Mystery, Butters,
Magnolia. Olive. Yeah.
Magnolia's here too.
So it's been really, I only got here last night, but it's just been absolutely heavenly. Obviously, I was able to see Michaelard, Roldini, and our new nephew, which was such a delight. Like, I really miss the kids so much, especially the kids that I've previously known. You know, the new Bebe, I don't really know him yet. But Michaelard and Rold, like, I know them so well. I have them booked to memory that every change, like I saw Michaela had a bug bite. Like, what? Who? Fine. Bring that mosquito to me. Death to that mosquito. How dare he?
Yeah.
Although I can understand, because I've often been inclined to take a bite out of Michaela too.
Exactly.
Miss her already. So it's been fabulous. I'm so excited to be here. I have no plans to go home, so that's fabulous. I've been eating my way through your house. You have so many delicious snacks.
Thanks. I shopped for you, and I'm also just like always cooking and baking now.
You're so
I'm just like someone who just has like a Tupperware with some fresh muffins on the microwave.
Oh, you know what? I was just remembered a story that I wanted to ask you to do. So if there's anything that you can
yes, there is something
that you can bump.
There was a like the 5th story was just going to be like a small update that I
well, why don't you share it now?
The Crown will be making a disclaimer.
Oh, okay, that is important.
Yeah, it's not like the best most like it just, if you didn't know the backstory, I'd be like, I thought it would just be like them writing, you know, this is based on Queen Elizabeth, like duh.
Okay, I might have spoken to because the story that I wanted to share like was going around on social media, but like no one's written it up. So I'll just share it as a 5th story.
No,
okay?
Those are my favorite kinds of stories. Like, why do we need to wait for someone to write like a lukewarm take on a story when like you're on the pulse? I'm not going to say we. I'm going to say you're on the pulse.
Thank you so much. That's so nice. No, we are on the pulse.
Depends
for the topic. Yeah, of course.
Depends on the day for me.
Yeah.
What I had going on. This week I'm not on the pulse. I've been like so busy every single day. Like I literally am still in my makeup and toast outfit until like 10 p.m.
Right. One thing about me is that I'm prioritizing skincare. Like I take my makeup off in the studio.
I literally, that's how busy I am. Like I don't have the time to wipe
Mama Tings.
And also, I don't like to wipe my makeup off with a makeup remover and then not wash my face after.
I know. On tour, like I got used to it because like if I'm in a long car ride, like I'm just gonna take my makeup off, you know?
Yeah. Also,
That's life on the road for you though.
Redheads merch is still available at shopmorningtoast.com. I've seen a lot of Redheads have gotten their merch. I'm so happy for you guys. I've been wearing merch all week and it's so gorgeous and sickening. So head over to shopmorningtoast.com, get yourself a little something. And it's my favorite thing about the Redheads merch. I said this on my Q&A, but maybe people don't listen with sound on my Instagram stories.
Well, you don't, so why would anyone listen to you?
No, that wasn't shade. It's like maybe you're like me and you don't.
Maybe, yeah.
Is that it's such a great conversation starter.
Yes.
Because people will see it, and some of it says the Redheads, some says the Redheads Book Club, but either way, people will be like, "What's that?" And it's a great way to like,
meet someone,
to get in a conversation about books. And like when I meet a fellow reader, whether I know them so well or I don't know them at all, like we can officially talk for an hour.
I completely
I'm pulling
agree.
up my Goodreads. I'm going through my faves. I'm asking your
Sending
favorite
recs.
genre, and I'm asking for recs. So that's what I love about the Redheads. And of course, like to spot a redhead in the wild, simpatico.
Speaking of books, I am like almost done, maybe 70% of the way through with the It Ends With Us sequel. It starts with us and it's good. I mean, I feel like I've evolved a little bit like past my Coho phase, but she still slaps. Like she writes a good story. You really care about the characters. So it's filled with drama. It's really good.
I heard Rach Parcell didn't like it. She said on her Instagram at the beach.
Well, the thing is, and I feel like Rach Parcell and I like have a very similar, we're always sharing recs with one another. Colleen Hoover is the author that gets you into like romance books, like spicy novels. The kids are calling it smut now.
Why?
No, that's just like what you call like book porn. I don't know.
But is it stand for something? Spicy?
Sexy music, undertows. I don't know. Unique. I don't know. And so Colleen Hoover books are really the books that like get you into that. And then you find like Tessa Bailey and Lucy Score. And then once you get deep into it, like you go back and read Coho and like it doesn't slap like it used to because it's really like an entry point.
It's a gateway.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I don't know if that's how Rach feels.
Yeah, I feel like for Rach, what she said, like it wasn't steamy enough.
Right. No, it's, by the way, I'm like 70% of the way through and there was like maybe like half a steamy scene. But for me, that's not why I'm reading this book. Like I'm reading this book because I really loved this story and the characters and I want to know how it ends.
Got it.
And I love Atlas.
Should I read it if I liked It Ends With Us?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's very easy to get through. On the way here, I think I got through like 50%.
Okay, I will. I need to finish The Empress. I was going to treat myself last night, but then I passed out. And then I need to get into some more books. I was going to start this new book that's on, like, recently came out. It's called The Princess Papers or something like that. It's not nonfiction.
Sounds like a literal Disney Channel original movie.
I know. No, but it's written by a man. Oh. And it's about like this princess countess who became a spy during World War II. It's a true story.
One thing about me is like I do not fuck with books written by men.
I know.
Like the last book I read by a man was The Silent Patient and it low-key stunk, especially for how much hype it had.
The Silent Patient, I personally think, is not as
I wanted
good
to
as
pull my
everyone
fucking
says.
hair out.
People like quake over it. And it's not a bad book, but like quake-worthy, it ain't.
No, and like the big twist, spoiler alert.
Oh, really? Don't say what.
Okay, well, the big twist is so stupid and not believable.
Like, I read the book and I'm like, what is the big twist?
Yeah, and it was like that, and it had the way
that he was.
Yeah, you said we're not going to go there.
I just said 3 words.
Yeah, I'm like, sure, Theo, sure.
That was his name.
Yeah. So it wasn't my cup of tea, and I cannot recall the last book I read by a man unless it's a celebrity memoir like Howard Stern and Andy Cohen, but it's just not for me. Like. And I say this all the time, like, I think there are specific roles for women and I think there's specific roles for men. And like, for me, like, you're a male author. No, you're not.
I don't know. I feel like the books, not to like, I mostly read books by women. I'm only really interested in the books that women write. They write about women. I'm a woman. I also hate reading about women from a man's point of view.
100%.
Because it's like, you don't know the woman. But I also kind of sometimes hate reading about men from a women's point of view.
Agreed.
It's like, what world are you living in, Coho?
No, agreed.
This shit's not happening.
No.
For anyone.
No. 100%.
So sometimes
but I think the good thing about reading about a man from a woman's perspective, it's like it's wishful thinking. Like
it's fantasy.
Yeah, like we wish men were like that. So there's fun in it. But reading a man write about a woman, it's like, what the fuck do you know?
Yeah, but to read a man like write about a romance, I feel like it's more interesting for women sometimes.
Perhaps.
Maybe that's why people like Nicholas Sparks.
Perhaps. Well, like, I'm so over Nicholas Sparks.
Oh my God, yeah, no, Coho literally buried him
Eclipsed.
6 feet in the ground.
Eclipsed him.
I was gonna say the books that I do read by men, maybe because like they're real, like I would only read a book by man if it was really recommended or something. Like they're really good books.
Yeah.
Like Amar Tolls.
You know, like for me, books are like Gary Janetti, you know?
Kazuo Ishiguro, Clara and the Sun.
Not for me.
Nothing to See Here, Kevin Wilson. Like, chef's kiss.
Yeah, that's true, actually. I guess that's the last book I read by a man. No, for real. Oh, no, and The Silent Patient.
Yeah.
So it's just like, men, go crunch your numbers. Let us handle the books, okay?
Also, I did read the interview with Coho in the New York Times.
Oh, what did you think?
And I thought it was really great to hear from this woman who's become like so prevalent in pop culture, but under the mainstream radar.
Yeah.
And I loved hearing from her. And it's just so crazy how much her life has changed in like the last few years. Her first book was self-published. Like, you should read it, Slammed.
Oh, I haven't read it.
Like, that was the first book she put out on Amazon self-publishing.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
And then it just really snowballed.
Let me ask you something. In the profile, because you know I only skimmed like the TikTok recaps, did they mention the impact of TikTok on her business? What did they say?
That she's just like big on TikTok and the pandemic.
Right, and like TikTok actually influences book sales.
Yes, and also during the pandemic, and we had posted this on the Redheads Instagram when it happened, so if you follow us, like, you're always in the know. Colleen like felt like it was the beginning of the pandemic, and she was like, you know, a lot of people's jobs are impacted, but like authors' jobs aren't, and I'm going to give my books out for free on ebooks or whatever.
Oh, wow.
Like, you could download them for free.
Oh, wow.
So she did like 5 books for free, and so people would read them because
And
it's
then
a
they
free
would
book,
get
and then they're
obsessed.
like, let me go to Coho. So it actually turned out to be like
Smart.
a great marketing thing, but I don't think that's how she meant it at all.
No, that's so nice.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I love her. I'm so happy for her and her success. You'd love to see women in publishing thriving. Mm-hmm. So we've got a great show.
We do.
We've got Fast Five, no TV recap, but we're just going to take it slow, chill. It's Friday. I'm not in a rush.
And more importantly, it's Try Day.
Can I talk about something?
Sure.
I mean, I am on
When
my
have
own
I ever
podcast.
stopped you?
Something that has come with my weight loss that I never expected was, I guess I didn't realize, and you can like go back and watch old episodes, like I was physically unable to cross my legs because my belly got in the way. Like a pregnant person can't.
Yeah.
The way I'm obsessed with crossing my legs, I don't know if anyone on the planet can relate to this. I have a newfound obsession with, you're going to find me on your couch with my legs crossed.
That's how I live my life. My legs are always crossed.
But like it does get like, after a few like.
You got to switch.
Yeah,
to
it
the
gets
other
like a
side.
little
Yep,
fatigued.
yep. If you ever catch me on the toast, like that's what I'm doing the whole time.
Like the way I didn't even realize I was physically unable to cross my legs
And it's
until
just such a gorgeous look.
so slender,
So slender. But
like-
the way that I cross my legs, like I'm
clenching.
it's so tight. I don't even like realize. That's like everything with me. I'm like, drop your shoulders,
Unclench your jaw.
relax. Sometimes I get like passionate on the toast and I'm like, why are you making a fist?
Yeah, no, sometimes I'll be like literally laying in my bed watching TikToks. I'm like, holy shit, I'm holding so much tension in my jaw. Like, calm the fuck
Or
down,
sometimes I'll be
bitch.
trying to fall asleep and I'm like, unclench, unclench, unclench.
Yeah, no, I'm constantly clenching.
Clenchio.
Clenchio. McClenchia.
Clenchia.
So I feel like without further ado,
Where are you? Right here being perfect angels, just as you should be. It is time for the Fast 5 stories that you need to know. Bing. Just go with it. Not everyone needs to be commented on, but like when it's the right one, we'll know. Like I know that's not it.
okay,
Of course I know.
Maybe do better.
I could spend time thinking about it,
Maybe you should.
but I just want it to come to me naturally, as most things do on the show.
Today's episode is sponsored by Match, the dating app. It's oh my God, excuse me. Sorry. Match dating app is pretty much everything of the sort because the most important relationship you have is with yourself. So in a world where you can choose to do anything, be anyone, choose yourself first. Dating someone who knows what they want and won't settle for less, that is sexy as hell. So whatever you're into, whether it's crypto, ghosts, I don't know, everyone has different interests. I feel like it's really important that you know yourself really well before you dive into a relationship. And so Match really supports that theory of getting to know yourself because you can't really give yourself to someone until you really can give yourself to you.
Yeah, and until you know yourself.
Right. And how can you expect someone else to? And being single is such a great time for that, like really spending time getting to know yourself. So when the time comes that you're ready to like give yourself to someone or join Match, like you have well thought out answers, like you know who you are. And I feel like people are really attracted to that energy, like someone who knows themselves, who's confident, who knows exactly what they want, who's not just willing to like go along with anything. Like to know thyself. Who was it? Shakespeare?
I'll Google it while you continue letting us know about Match.
So Match is really encouraging you guys to be your own best friend with benefits. Take yourself out to dinner, take yourself home. You can stimulate yourself. You don't need someone else to stimulate you. So if you want to do you, which I think you do want to do you, you already know the best relationships show up when you show up for yourself first. So there's never been a better time to try Match. You can download the Match app today. I know a lot of people who've had major success with the Match app. So many toasters have told me about their experiences. A lot of their like long-term partners, husbands and girlfriends and wives, they have met on Match, and I feel like Match is a really trusted source for like the right kind of people.
Yes.
And Match is just encouraging you to get out there and truly like look out for number one. That's you.
And to find serious people looking for serious relationships. Also, know thyself is an ancient Greek aphorism, but Socrates did say to know thyself is the beginning of wisdom.
Classic Socrates. So download the Match app today and let us know what happens, because the world is your oyster and the possibilities are endless.
And start living your own real life Coho book.
100%. 100%.
First story, one word, Midnights.
Yes.
Period.
New album came out last night. I passed out at 11:40. I was waiting up so hard with Margot, and then Margot fucking fell asleep, and she was the one being like a general the whole night, like, we have to stay up. And then I turned around, this bitch is fucking asleep.
That's so snitch.
We were reading in my bed, and she's literally talking in her sleep. I'm like, what'd you say? And then I realized she's asleep. She goes, oh, really? Yeah, we're gonna do that? Okay. That's what she said in her sleep.
Oh my God.
And then I was like, are you sleeping? And she didn't say anything. So I was like, oh my God, she's fucking asleep. So then I was like, all right, well, I'm not gonna wait up alone. So I passed out too.
And then also, it's not just waiting up till midnight. It's then listening to the whole album, another hour.
And then like once I'm up at 1 o'clock, she had another announcement at 3 a.m., which was 7 more songs.
Right.
So I'm like, you know what? This can wait till tomorrow. And I woke up early anyway. I woke up at like 6:30 because Bryce sauntered into my room, scared the shit out of me. And my leg was hurting me like in my sleep. So I just woke up and I was fine with it, because then I got to lay in bed for like 2 hours and listen to the album. I haven't made it through all the additional 7 songs. I'm probably at like 15 or 16 out of 20. And people are, of course, you know, ranking them, sharing their favorite snippets. And I just need everyone to calm the fuck down. Like Taylor doesn't work for years on works of art for you to like rank them in less than 12 hours.
And like digest it and poop it out in one day.
And the thing about Taylor's music is like,
it ages.
It ages, exactly. And there are songs like you might have looked past. Like I feel like when I was obsessed with Reputation, I used to skip King of My Heart like endlessly. And it's now my belief that's the best song on the album. Like they take time to settle in and like different phases of your life where you feel like you can start to relate to different songs. So obviously there's a few that stand out, like Anti-Hero, obviously because the anti.
And it's the lead single.
It's the lead single, and it's so good. And it's a song that truly everyone can relate to, because like every person has been up at night like thinking the worst things about themselves. Like, oh my God, everyone thinks I'm annoying, everyone thinks I'm ugly, everyone thinks I'm fat. And like that's what the whole message of the song and the music video is. And it's so relatable. And it's a bop. Like it's a certified bop. I was gonna sing it, but like I can't even remember it. But it's like I literally can't remember it because I'm normal. Karma is also a song that really stands out. One, because, you know, there is this Taylor Swift conspiracy theory amongst her fans that before Reputation and the whole Kim Kardashian thing happened, she was gearing up to release an album called Karma.
Oh.
And it's like this mysterious album that was never released, because then she had to follow it up with Reputation. So then she released a single called Karma, I think like addressing the fact that like we're all clowns and there was never an album. But the song is...
There was never an album.
Yeah, like she wouldn't name a song Karma if she had a whole album called Karma. You know?
I think she had an album, but I don't think it was called Karma.
Got it. Well, that's possible.
I don't think it was at that stage of branding yet.
Yeah, that's possible. Well, the song Karma is so good. It's just like...
I think they were all songs about Calvin Harris, and then he turned out to be a big weenie.
Loser, yeah.
So she's like, you don't deserve an album.
Scrap. Well, I think it's obviously about Scott Borchetta. There's a lot of the songs that feel like they're about like the whole betrayal. Because like, and I feel like a lot of people think like, Taylor, like get over it. Like whatever, you're moving on, you're really re-releasing. But like, there are just some things in life that you can't get over. Like, and for her, I think her cancellation was one of them. And like, no, sorry, not... Yeah, her cancellation, but also the Scott Borchetta thing. And I think a lot of people, sorry, I'm misspeaking. I think a lot of people want her to be like, get over the Kanye thing. Because yeah, like it was so many years ago, but like being dragged on the internet, like by the entire universe, like that doesn't go away. And as somebody who's been there, I can relate. Like, keep singing about it. Like, I appreciate it because like I feel the same way about my cancellation still.
Right. And also like she is someone who has a lot of feelings and emotions, and that's one of the biggest things that can happen to a person. And
public figure.
You know, she writes 5 songs about a guy who looked at her in the hallway in high school.
Enchanted, yeah.
So like the whole world turned on her. She's gonna write 50 fucking songs.
No, and it's such a layered experience from an emotional point of view.
And how far away you get from it. Like in the beginning, there's all of that. Like it's really the stages of almost grief.
Because then it comes back, and like there are years later where you're still so mad about it.
Right, but also years later you might reflect on it, feel differently. Yep. New song.
Yeah, no, totally. So I don't mind, like a lot of people are like, get over the thing. No, like I totally understand it. And the songs are about a lot of different things. A lot about Joe Alwyn, like a lot about how she's just so fucking happy, which is so nice. There is a song, Would've, Could've, Should've, that a lot of people think is about John Mayer. And again, a lot about the Scott Borchetta, the betrayal, stealing her work, stealing her youth. So again, I don't really feel like it's fair to give, like, I'll have a lot more to say on Monday if we listen to it a lot this weekend, which I presume that we will.
We could put it on the Sonos.
We could put it on the Sonos, but I just need everyone to chill, like for real, like calm down. Everyone's like, Claudia, give us your rankings. How? Like that would be so, it would be fraudulent on my part. It would. And one thing about me, I'm a lot of things. I'm not a fraudulent person.
All you can say at this point is if there are any songs that just jumped out at you when you heard it, you were like, oh my gosh, this is a bop. I don't feel that way about any of the songs really from this album because they're like a little more involved, and I think eventually you have to live with them. But sometimes I do hear songs like that new Shania Twain song. The first time I heard it, I'm like, certified bop.
Waking Up Dreaming?
Yeah.
Do you know I adore you? Oh my God, I love that song.
Yeah, there's nothing like that.
I do.
On the album.
No.
But it's not that kind of album.
It's not that kind of album because it's not like singles with different hits. It's like a true work of art. It's like it's meant to be listened to in full. So I agree there aren't like, you know, ones that stand out as like, I'm going to listen to this at the club. But I wasn't sure what the vibe was going to be. I had a feeling it would be exactly what it is, which is very like synth, like.
Yeah, like Maggie Rogers would be the reference.
Lana Del Rey.
I don't really know Lana Del Rey.
I have to say the Lana Del Rey song might be my least favorite. And one thing I love about Taylor is like, oh, I'm going to have a huge artist on my album.
You're going to do the worst one.
No, I'm going to have a huge artist on my album. You're not going to hear anything they say. Like, they're always in the background. They're like, who the fuck heard Chris Stapleton on I Bet You Think About Me? You didn't hear Haim on Nobody, No Crime. And you're certainly not hearing Lana Del Rey on Snow on the Beach. That's what I love about her. Humbling big artists.
For sure. But like for me, that song Nobody, No Crime is a crime.
I know you don't like it. I love it.
Oh my God. I was listening to the album while I was baking the other day. I mean, I baked once and
it's your personality now.
No, it's like all the muffins I'm talking about, all the times I was baking, it's like all this one time. I was listening to that album and I had to actually like wash my hands and press skip.
Yeah. I don't mind it at all. I like it.
I hate it.
That's on you.
Hate it.
Estie's sister's gonna swear she was with
it's
me.
It's like so cringe.
I like it.
Hate.
And a lot of people, there's a song called Vigilante Shit.
Oh, that's the one I got up to in the album. And I like the song, but it's like very much, you need to be in that mood.
It's like a story she's telling. And a lot of people think it's like, oh, she delivered proof of Scooter Braun's affair to Yael. People are you're reaching. Like, she's obviously, if we've learned anything since Taylor Swift has now been in a 6-year happy relationship, it's like a lot of the songs she writes are not even about herself. And she said that. It's about random thoughts she has, books, movies. She wrote Eyes the traffic lights, if it'll be all right. They say, what is the song is that? Whatever, that one. Death by a Thousand Cuts is about that Gina Rodriguez Netflix movie. Like, she pulls references because like she's not out and about having, you know, whirlwind romances anymore. Her life is now settled. Mm-hmm. So I would appreciate if everyone like would stop looking for like, some of the songs are just like maybe not about her. And I just feel like people are reaching.
Yeah. So we'll continue to listen to the album. I only got up to Vigilante Shit, which I was enjoying. But I was like, I need to be in like a sassier mood, not just like me trying to get ready for the toast and start my day.
The music video for Anti-Hero is so good though. Like she looks so stunning. She looks like so mature. It's so funny because we don't really see her every day. We see her literally like 4 times a year. Mm-hmm. So she really like grows up every time we see her. And now she looks like a woman. Like, she looks great.
She looks like a movie that's like a real movie.
Yeah.
Question for you that I was thinking about. What would you consider her worst album? I know
Debut.
Okay.
And I love her, but that's just like, it's not bad by any means. I think Taylor Swift's worst album is like some of the best.
Of course.
It's like, I'm not going to drag anyone, but.
Okay, take out Debut, just because it's not fair to compare it like sonically. She made it like in her bedroom.
Yeah, no, sonically, right. And I actually think Debut would benefit the most from being re-recorded.
Yeah.
Because
but she's going to do them the same still.
No, but like the sound quality.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so we have Debut, we have Fearless, Speak Now, Red. Well, you know, people are not gonna like what I have to say. 1989, Reputation, Lover. It's not Folklore, it's not Evermore, it's Too Soon to Tell with Midnights. It's not Lover. And this is a unique POV that I have, like, personally, like, I do not like love. I'm never going to go to like out of my way to listen to Reputation, which is so crazy because I know it's so many people's favorites.
I think Reputation was ahead of its time and I love it.
I don't.
And I think
I love it, but you know.
And as a work of art, like I think it's perfection. I wouldn't change a hair on its head. There's so many songs on Lover that I love. But as a body,
I agree.
I think it felt so contrived. Like the whole aesthetic and like just she went from being like so intense and like revengeful to being like Ken. It just felt like so. And I know it
doesn't feel cohesive. I thought that
but
too.
That just felt like too phony, you know?
Okay, I agree that some of her best songs are on Lover, but I do agree, like, at a glance from the Big Bang Theory, like as a work of art, as a body of work, it doesn't feel cohesive and it doesn't feel complete.
Yeah, and just like a little too manufactured with all the like Instagram stuff that went around it.
I agree. That wasn't my favorite era by any means.
Yeah. That wasn't my favorite era, and you have to think of the era as well.
It's so important to know, like, when I criticize a work, something
you're criticizing like a 99 versus an 100.
Yeah, like, it's still better than half the 95% of the shit that gets released today. So, like, just that scale is important to keep in mind, because I'm not by means saying her worst album is there's a bad song on it. Like, it's still better than anything I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, I should do a treadmill to Reputation. That would be a good.
It's a great album to get you going.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe we'll do it together. You know what I've been doing a little bit of, and I've known about this for years because it came out years ago, but I've been implementing it into my workout. 12-3-30 from TikTok.
Yeah, of course.
So what I'll do is
it really works.
It really works, and it's really hard. So I'll go 12 incline, 3 speed for 10 minutes, not 30. Then I do 5 minutes jogging, no walking in between, and then another 10 minutes of 12-3, and then another 5-minute jog.
Yeah, the 12-3-30 is
workout.
like a magic, they say. Like, it literally will get you toned and fit.
Yeah,
and
you can
tight.
feel your core is working. Do they talk about if you're supposed to hold on to the treadmill? I know you probably shouldn't, but
you're so asking the wrong girl. Like,
but you're the TikTok girl.
Yeah, but I don't watch the 12-3-30 videos in full.
Okay. I go back and forth because sometimes I need help.
Just enough to know, like, that it's popular, but not enough to actually care.
Got it. Okay, cool. Are you ready for our next story?
Yeah.
Like, really big news in world of pop culture. E! News is returning on November 14th with new co-hosts Adrienne Bailon-Houghton and Justin Sylvester.
Yes.
E! announced yesterday that E! News, which is premiering Monday, November 14th at 11:30 p.m. What happened to 7 and 11? What happened to 7 and 11?
Who is watching E! News at 11:30?
They're doing, it's like late night now.
Is that Pacific time?
I think it's Eastern.
Okay.
Will be executive produced by veteran TV producers John Redman and John Pascarella. The Monday through Thursday broadcast will have an emphasis on celebrity-friendly, fact-based reporting and serve as a platform for personalities to connect with their fans. Tracy Wilson, the EVP of NBC Universal, said E! News has a long history of entertainment news excellence, and we are excited to bring the show back and continue its legacy. John and John are strategic, respected executive producers with stellar reputations, and Justin and Adrienne are charismatic, seasoned hosts with a genuine interest in pop culture. This is the perfect team to bring a fresh take to this franchise.
I actually completely agree.
No lies were told.
I think they couldn't have picked two better people. One, Justin is loved by E! audiences. He's such a professional. Celebrities love him. Adrienne Bailon comes with like another audience from The Real. She's very funny and personable. I feel like a lot of celebrities like know her personally and really like her too. So I think they couldn't have chose two better hosts. I don't know why E! News went off the air, because when it was literally the only asset that E! had in its arsenal. Like, they lost Kardashians and they just decided to like wipe the slate clean, and it was the dumbest idea because E! News is like such a respected program, and I feel like of all the programs like Access Hollywood, Inside, everyone would choose to watch E! News, and they just got rid of it. It was so random and stupid.
Yeah.
So I'm thrilled for Justin, mostly because, and for the E! News viewers, because they deserve more Justin.
And yeah, for the E! audience, like, we need Justin and we need him now.
I am curious though, like, why it wasn't Morgan and Justin.
Yeah.
Because they're like the two favorites from E! Maybe they're trying to, expand, because I don't think, as much as we love Daily Pop and Nightly Pop, they must not have had huge ratings if they got canceled. So maybe they're just trying to
switch it up,
to bring in new audiences. Like,
yeah,
they were trying the same couple of people for so many years, and obviously it didn't work.
And maybe like they'll do another talking head show that with Morgan at the helm, but like they had two really great talents, and so to put them together on one program, it's like, okay, then what would we do next?
Yeah, I'm happy for Justin because I feel like
that he doesn't have to wake up so early anymore.
No, he had no social life. Like, when I would come to town, I'm like, when I get drinks, he's like, yeah, it's 5 o'clock. I'm like, oh, what? No. Like, he would literally have to be on the lot at like 5 or 6.
Yeah, no. And so this is going to be 11:30. It's going to be like late night. Like, how
is
you
it
think
live?
I think so.
That's a good question.
That is a good question. 11:30 p.m. So that means he would film at 8:30 p.m., which means he's done at 9:30. Like,
10 o'clock. 10 o'clock date.
Dinner.
Yeah, I'm happy for him. And Justin's just very talented. And I feel like, obviously he will be like, I feel like we'll be watching him on the Today Show, like when we're in our 50s. So I'm like, whatever we can do to get him there, you know?
Yeah, he will do great things. And this is just another step.
Yeah. And finally, greatness. Like this is I think the first time in maybe 3 years we're reporting on something E! News did and not dragging them to filth.
Yeah. And then you also have to keep in mind they have that Instagram account that like has just been like an Instagram account for like an influencer for the last 2 years.
E! News?
Yeah, since E! went away. E! News went away.
Oh, yeah. And it's still called E! News, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, now it makes sense. Yeah. Theo's snoring and having a crazy dream. Sometimes Theo will run in his sleep. Does Bruno ever do that?
No.
Like he obviously won't get up, but his legs will like.
Oh, interesting. No, my baby boy doesn't do it.
He lays dormant?
Yeah, he does some cute things, you know.
Just a few.
Just a few. He has his own personal touches, but then you find out that every dog does them too. And it's 100%. Like, oh, okay.
Speaking of personal touches, the next story is sponsored by Boll & Branch. So I'm thrilled to be here at Jackie's house because nothing much has changed. I have Boll & Branch sheets at my home. I actually just got some new stuff from them. And I have Boll & Branch here at Jackie's. So I'm sleeping like a baby no matter where I go, thanks to the Boll & Branch signature hemmed sheets. Their best-selling set for a good reason. They're made from the highest quality threads for a superior softness and a better night's sleep. They have over 25,000 rave customer reviews and counting. They're buttery soft, super breathable, cozy, and they're perfect for every season. So the signature sheets, which is what I have in my guest room here, your bedroom, my bedroom at home, they come in 9 colors and they fit all different mattress sizes. And you will feel the difference the moment you lie down. Best of all, Boll & Branch gives you 30-night risk-free trials. So with free shipping and returns on all orders, you can try it, risk-free. You feel good about it. Rest easy, literally. They also are on a mission to help you sleep better at night. So their fully traceable end-to-end sourcing ensures that the quality and the social responsibility of the product is premium because it matters. The first 100% organic fair trade certified bedding company ever. And they're made using 90% less water than conventional production with 0 pesticides or other toxic chemicals. Personally, why I'm really drawn to Boll & Branch is simply because I find that their sheets keep me cool. They're obviously soft and comfortable and all that, but they keep me cool. And I'm a deep sweater in my sleep. I'll wake up like drenched with night terrors, and Boll & Branch really helps. Try the sheets that will make fall the coziest season of the year. Get 15% off your first set of sheets and free shipping when you use promo code TOAST at bollandbranch.com. That's Boll & Branch, BOLLAND, branch.com. Promo code TOAST for 15% off your first set of sheets and free shipping. Promo code TOAST.
Yes, we love Boll & Branch here in this house. Satchler is sleeping on her Boll & Branch sheets. I heard Nolio slept amazing.
I heard that too.
That was the word on the street. Actually, we know she did because if she didn't, she would be waking up the whole house.
Barking like an animal.
Like an animal.
As animals do.
Next up, James Corden breaks his silence on the restaurant drama, says, quote, "It's so silly," as he did, quote, "nothing wrong."
So why'd you apologize?
Well, we only know what Keith McNally told us.
Right.
Up until James Corden speaking.
Oh, so maybe he didn't apologize?
I mean, who knows? But the Late Late Show host broke his silence on Balthazar owner Keith McNally's remarks during an interview with the New York Times to promote his upcoming Amazon Prime series, Mammals. As we know, McNally had called James Corden, quote, "the most abusive customer to my Balthazar servers since the restaurant opened 25 years ago.
And a tiny cretin of a man.
In a follow-up post hours later, he said that James had apologized profusely and the ban was lifted. James said to the New York Times, quote, "I haven't done anything wrong on any level, so why would I ever cancel this interview? I was there, I get it." He said, "Now I feel so zen about the whole thing because I think it's so silly. I just think it's beneath all of us, it's beneath you, it's certainly beneath your publication." During the interview, which was conducted at another New York eatery, another customer at a nearby table sent back her eggs. Watching the situation, the comedian remarked to the journalist, "Can you imagine now if we just blasted her on Twitter? Would that be fair?"
Well, did she yell at anyone?
He said, "That is my point. It's insane."
Not him literally gaslighting us.
Yeah, him gaslighting. I'm saying it's beneath you. It's beneath me.
It's like, beneath this publication.
Right. Like, we're not going to talk about it.
And he didn't really clear anything up. Like, is he saying that what Keith said is a lie? Is he saying he never called and apologized? Like, what is his version of the story? He's just speaking in, like, tongues.
Yeah. I mean, he makes a good point, though, about, like, okay, so he saw the person send back their eggs. Say it was a celebrity. And he could have tweeted, Claudia Oshry rudely sent back her eggs and blah, blah. And like, then that just becomes gospel.
By the way, I totally approve of that messaging. Like the way that people share things about celebrities or just anyone on social media, like based on their perception, their POV, and like how they digested a situation, and then it becomes fact.
Well, not only is it like their truth, but they could also just lie.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But I approve that message, like of what he's saying, because I think that part of our culture is really weird.
And also the part where like everyone just accepts it as fact. There's no way to prove that it did or did not happen, and then it's just like your word against this person's.
Right. I just don't think that's the case in this scenario.
Right, because we've also now heard that other people are saying it. Also, it's not just like some random person, like
Twitter user.
It's a restaurateur, a business owner. He's putting it with his name in his restaurant. Like, I think it's different when you're an anonymous person or you're on an anonymous account. You can say whatever the fuck you want.
Completely
But if
agree.
you want to show your face and this is my business and here I'll back it all up, like, and put yourself out there in the ring with James Corden,
I'm more inclined to believe you than an anonymous person on like Dumois or something.
right?
Yes. So I agree with James's message, but this is not relevant to his story at all. Like, he's not a victim here.
No.
And he's being like intentionally misleading and kind of unclear and gaslighting us, honestly.
Yeah, and so it's like, did he apologize to?
Because he says, I did nothing wrong. So it's out there that you apologize. Like, and by the way, what fucking kind of journalism is this? So the guy says, I did nothing wrong. If I was a journalist, I would say, well, then why did you apologize?
Yeah, but I think people were like, perhaps they were surprised that he did the interview, but he was like, I've done nothing wrong to like not do this interview. Because like, what does that have to do with
Mammals.
promoting mammals?
Right. No, that's a fair question.
And if he did apologize to Keith, it's like, I apologize to this person over here. Like, what does that again have to do with this interview?
Yeah. I just wish he would be more clear, because honestly, he's like speaking very generally and I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Sometimes when people like speak in such a confusing way, they can get away with a lot.
No, that's what he's doing.
Because now I'm just like, well, I don't understand. I'm checked out.
Yeah, I'm checked out, but I just want to say for the record, like, I believe Keith and I believe that James Corden was rude to waitstaff.
Yes, especially because a lot of people are now saying the same. Did you see that Try Guy's wife?
No, what?
One of the Try Guys' wives.
Who have become like
wives.
So relevant, which is so crazy because I had never heard of them.
No, and like when they did their episode, like what happened,
addressing,
I think it was, I don't know, I think it was called What Happened. It was like top of the podcast charts, which I check all the time. And like when I tell you, I had never seen their podcast before.
No, they should be thankful to Ned, honestly.
And I'm sure they were big before, because obviously like who would have cared so much about the drama?
They were big in like a niche circle.
Like I didn't recognize their artwork even, you know?
Yeah, no, I know.
Unless it was new artwork because Ned left.
Rebrand.
Because Ned left.
Perhaps.
But a Try Guy's wife claims that she saw James Corden scream at a busboy over a closed restaurant. Not the wife in question, but Becky Habersberger,
who's someone else's wife,
the wife
the
of
Try Guys.
Keith, once allegedly watched James Corden scream at an LA busboy. She shared in a TikTok video detailing the alleged incident one day after the Balthazar thing. She said, I overhear a busboy telling James Corden that Little Dom's is closed right now, noting she was walking down the street going to happy hour when she witnessed the alleged tirade. Quote, they close in the middle of the day between lunch and dinner. The busboy is telling James Corden he can get him a reservation right when they open. He was really trying to be accommodating. She claimed that James then, quote, yells at this busboy, a lot of good that does me, mate. A lot of good that does me.
Ooh, see, no, that's the thing. Like, you're never rude to a waiter one time. It's like a pattern. It's a personality trait. So we said on Monday when this whole thing happened, like, if other people come out of the woodwork, then this is clearly something that he does, and I'm going to believe Keith. And I've seen tons of things, including this now. So, like,
right. And again, this is a person
with nothing to gain.
Yeah, like, who is a public figure as well, like James.
Right, who's not like making shit up on social media from an anonymous.
Yeah, or like a TikToker who's like, I think I heard Kylie's baby crying.
Yeah, right. I have no reason to not believe her or Keith for that matter.
Right.
So, and she had like very specific details about the restaurant. Like, no, this is, and so it just makes his response in this interview like all the more offensive, honestly. Like, either don't address it or just fucking address it. Like, let's talk about it.
But I also feel like this response, which is an interesting tactic in general, because it's like definitely like diffusing the situation. I feel like this response contradicts who he has pretended to be, because the person that we all thought he was would come out and be like,
oh my God, I hurt someone's feelings.
Someone's hurt. Where do I sign the petition?
You're so
How
right.
do I
It's
fix
a crack
it?
in the facade.
Let's do a song.
You're so right.
You know, but
Let's
like,
get in the carpool karaoke.
yeah.
You're so right.
But this person
it's like aggressive.
Yeah.
You're so right. This doesn't add up with the James we thought we knew, the James he was pretending to be.
Yeah, who would just have been like, oh, let's all get along, mate, bruv.
Yeah.
Mate, bruv.
Oh my God, you're so right. You're so right. You know what you are? So right.
Are you ready for our next story, which is a little more British drama, not royal, not even close. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have.
I was literally about to smack that fucking iPad out of your hand.
I don't want to trigger you.
There was a lot of complaints yesterday, 2 royal stories.
They were good. Like, you just, I appreciate you voicing your opinion. And you're not
You're hearing
wrong.
me.
I hear you. But it just like opened up the floodgates for people to like pick apart every time
I'm sorry.
I bring up the royals.
I'm sorry. No, you're right, you guys. One thing about me is like I can criticize Jackie. You do. I'm coming for your next.
No, like not criticize, but like, okay, some of the stories, you wouldn't have even noticed that there was like 2 royal adjacent stories if Claudia like didn't put me on blast.
No, that's true. But you know what? Like we needed to do better with the story picking. And I feel like we're working on it, you know?
Yeah.
But also I think everyone needs to cut Jackie a little fucking slack because it's hard to pick stories. One that like we can actually have an actual conversation about, not being like, oh, that's amazing, I'm so happy for them. And 2, people that like shit we actually care about. People are like, I wish you would talk about, I don't know. But like if we actually don't care and like are not vested in it, like we're not going to give valuable insight.
Right. And also like on any given day, like sifting through stories, there's a lot of things that come in the way. Like one, I'm not talking about any Jew hater, you know?
Yeah,
so
right.
what Kanye's all over.
I know. I'm not
next.
talking about it either. But Balenciaga did drop him. That was the update.
Right. 2, sometimes there's like stories that conflict with like politics or something, like celebrity.
We steer clear of.
Next. 3, a lot of the top stories are like updates from things that we spoke about all week. Like Jason Sudeikis' on and off again girlfriend throws shade at Olivia Wilde. Like, no, that's the top of the Daily Mail today. And no, I don't care.
Yeah.
And now I don't want to talk about the salad dressing and the nanny again.
Agreed.
We talked about it twice this week.
Yeah.
So like you have to keep scrolling down to the bottom of Daily Mail.
And that's what you get. So all I'm saying is like it's not as easy as it looks, okay?
Yeah.
It's layered, like most things.
Next. Ed Sheeran.
Is this the 5th story or the 4th?
This is the 4th and you're the 5th. So
get
get yourself ready. Ed Sheeran was, quote, hurt after...
I'm like nervous. I feel like
No,
I made
you
like...
always do a good job of Claudia Explains It All.
No, but it's like requires... Like literally, when I say the story, it'll be one line.
Okay. Ed Sheeran was hurt after his James Bond theme song was scrapped for Billie Eilish.
Sorry, hers was so fucking good.
Ed Sheeran revealed it hurt to see his James Bond theme song shelved for Billie Eilish's hit track, No Time to Die. The hitmaker said he'd already started writing the song when suddenly he was replaced by the 7-time Grammy-winning teen superstar. Quote, they changed directors and then they just changed scripts and that was it. We had done all the meetings. I started writing it, he said on that Peter Crouch podcast.
Peter Crouch is a podcast.
But he isn't losing all hope just yet. When asked if he would still be willing to sing the Bond theme song in the future, he said it was a clear-cut yes. Yes, of course. I'm not going to pretend it didn't hurt not doing it, but yeah, I would. I think eventually as an English singer, you've got to eventually do a Bond song. If they came back, I'd be like, yeah, of course.
No, now that I think about it, like obviously to get like fired, sacked, whatever, like sucks, but to an American like is really tough because it's literally like Sam Smith, Adele,
Chris Cornell, Jack White and Alicia Keys, and
it's not like an exclusively British thing, but like I'm sure it's an even bigger honor, and I'm sure they try to find someone British.
Yeah, and Ed Sheeran is like huge, and
I have a really hot take on Ed Sheeran.
That he's not for you?
No, that's not what I was gonna say. I feel like there was a period where Ed Sheeran was like the biggest, baddest, best, most talented songwriter. I saw him in concert. I loved that album. I forget which one it was, but she played the fiddle in an Irish band and she fell in love with an Englishman. Kissed her on the neck and then I took her by the hand and baby, I just want to dance. Like that album was so good. And I just feel like in recent years, he's like really phoning it in. Like everything he puts out is trash. Bad habits lead to late nights. Like it's all just so contrived and like so like cookie cutter pop. And I just feel like he is immensely talented. And like he put so much work into the first couple of albums to get to this place of like superstardom. And now he's just phoning it in. Like South of the Border with Camila Cabello, like that was a bop. Like, and now I just feel like ever since like the last 2-3 years, everything he releases, I'm like, this is so like generic, you know?
I feel that.
And honestly, now I just feel like what he's putting out is not worthy of a Bond song. Honestly, that's how I feel. I know that's like a crazy hot take. Come at me, but that's how I feel. Better.
I think he's worthy of a Bond song for sure because he has greatness in him. But
he
I
has
do
greatness
think
in him.
There's two things that happen. One, every song he does like is acted like it's the best song in the world, and it's not. And two, even when it is a good song, I honestly don't know because it's played over and over. Like the Shape of You song, I fucking hate, and I don't think I ever liked it.
No, I hate that song too, but I'm man enough to admit, like
at one point it was good.
It's a perfect song, and that's why it became so big. And then, just like anything, you want to literally kill yourself when you hear it, like,
right? But like Castle on the Hill, I could never hear too many times.
Because here's the thing, I'm on my way.
Oh, it's so fucking good.
Drive, like that song makes me want to cry. It makes me want to just like
dance.
No, like, and especially if you listen to lyrics, it's like so much about like capturing that moment in your youth where like everything is going well and you don't even know it because you're so happy and you don't know how shitty things are gonna get. Like he has greatness in him, and Castle on the Hill is proof of that.
Perfect.
I hate that song, but it's a perfect song.
It's an amazing song.
Yeah, no, but it's for me, that's how I feel about it. Like Shape of You.
Like when I listen to Shape of You, I'm like, I can recognize that something melodically is like capturing people like Josie and the Pussycat style, but I fucking am not enjoying myself.
Not the F word.
No, I hate that song. I hate it.
Yeah, that's why
especially because it came out same time as Castle on the Hill, and like it could have been Castle on the Hill we were listening to all the time. And
but I'm glad it wasn't, because then we would have started to hate Castle on the Hill.
Never.
I don't think Ed Sheeran has put out like something really meaningful since Castle on the Hill, for real.
So with that said, I think if he got the opportunity to do Bond, he would bring his greatness.
See, I don't even think like genre-wise he's the right fit for it. Like he is really like little pop man, and the songs are ballads. They're very like they're deep. They're symphonies always. They have like a fucking orchestra, and he's just a little man with his guitar. I wouldn't have John Mayer write a Bond song. Like it would make no sense.
Interesting.
I just don't think vibe-wise they're a good match, honestly. And I think whoever sacked him like did the right thing. Not every job is going to be for you. Like I would obviously not be the right person, to do a fitness commercial. Like not everything is going to work for everyone.
Okay. I think I don't disagree with you, but I think he should have a Bond song in his career.
Well, I'm going to need him.
I think he is worthy, and I think he would rise to the occasion. If he doesn't, I will be mortified.
You'll be eating your words. Because I actually don't think it's the right fit for him. The more we like talk it out, I actually think it's not the right move for Bond, and it's not the right move for Ed.
Okay.
That's just my thoughts.
But you know who should have a Bond song?
The Strice Brothers.
Mimi Webb.
100%. Wait, let's actually think. Like who in current
British
or like,
I like the idea of it being British, like
Little Mix.
Little Mix.
No, but it's really it's one person with a really remarkable voice. Like that's why like Sam Smith's catalog of music is not that amazing.
No.
But he is so supremely talented vocally. Like Adele, obviously. Like that's who we're thinking of. Like who has like a really who has like a really good singing voice?
Are we sticking British?
Sorry. No, Kelly Clarkson.
Of course.
Yeah, it has to be Kelly. That's it.
I would take anyone from the Jubilee. Mabel.
Cynthia Erivo. She is a perfect candidate for a Bond song. Lady Gaga. Has she done one?
No.
Her version of that is Tonight. I love that. No, don't you let go of my hand.
Amazing cool down song after 12.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I've been in your studio for over an hour. I didn't even realize you have new artwork that says fuck around and find out. That is so cool.
It's so cool. It's from Scout.
I want it.
That was like right before I started working with Scout. They posted that on their Instagram, and everyone sent it to me. And I got it, and I love it. And I had to put it in the studio because it has a swear word on it, and I really can't have that in my house with the child.
Oh my God, did you just say swear word?
Swear word.
You're such a mom.
Cuss word.
I just have to say, being in your home, and then I'll get to the fifth story that I'm about to just like be so embarrassed. Being in your home, like seeing how many things, like you're really like, I can't say this enough, and I feel like I haven't said it to you, and I really want to tell you, like I feel like you're such a good mom. Like I just want to tell you, like you do such a good job, and it's so much work, and like being in your house and realizing how like you have this shit fucking everywhere, like it's so overwhelming, it's so consuming, and I just want to let you know like you're doing an amazing job. And Zach's like out of town this weekend at a wedding, so like you're doing so much. I just want to let you know like you're doing amazing, sweetie.
Thank you.
And I want to be
much.
helpful. That's why like I got him this morning. Like I want you to sleep. Like I want to be helpful. I'm here, but you like won't let me change a diaper, even though like I know how to do it. You like are so cautious.
The reason why I wanted to change it this morning is because usually at one point in the night I do change his diaper, but I didn't last night. I let him go all the way because I thought that he could. So I wanted to see what was in there, after like the full 12 hours.
Like Olivia lets me like I'm such a good diaper changer.
It was just an experiment.
And like, I was up early and you were still laying in the dark. Like, let me do it, you know?
Yeah, no, you're right.
Help me help you.
I just wanted the data.
For sure. No, you're a collector of information at this point.
Yeah. But thank you. That's really, really nice. And you're an amazing auntie. And like,
it's true. Yeah.
Harry just wants to be entertained. Like, and he couldn't have a bigger entertainer.
That's why he and I really connect. Like for Michaela, I feel like I'm definitely at like this place in my life with her where like, we actually made huge waves yesterday because Michaela got a new toy.
You guys bonded. You found something common ground.
It was a Disney karaoke machine, and like I'm always like singing and like muchering with her, and she fucking hates it, which is my love language, is like to torture people, and for her to reject that, it's been really tough for me. But this karaoke machine that she like was obsessed with, and nobody could figure out how to get connected to the Bluetooth. Obviously, tech support over here, I figured it out, and then I obviously had to perform. And she's not at the point where she knows all the words to the songs yet, so she was more of a viewer than a listener, and I think she was really appreciating my talent.
She was.
And
she was
huge.
having an amazing time.
To be appreciated by Michaela, which like honestly I really have never felt, because she's always like, please leave me alone. Like, please leave me alone. Like, I want to go live my life. It felt really good.
No, but you met her on her level of Moana and Frozen.
I am Moana. And then she did sing. Me and Margot were like literally both on the verge of tears. It was the cutest thing ever. We were singing. What's the chorus of that song?
I can feel you. Show your into the unknown. Into the unknown.
Okay, and then when it goes into the unknown, she went like this with her hands and her mouth. I was gonna die. Like, me and Margot were not okay. It was so cute. That toy was amazing. Gotta get me one of those.
You really do.
So the fifth and final story, which I'm just like really like making like a lot of drama around.
Honestly, I think everybody's like on the edge of their seats.
But like, it's not good.
It's fine. It was going to be just an update. Crown is putting a disclaimer. Wait, you know what?
Right. So it's the same vibe.
It will be like two little stories. How's that?
That's good.
That equals one big story.
So the fifth and final very dramatic story is brought to you by the Even Better Clinical Serum Foundation from Clinique. Their first foundation designed to be the last step in your skincare routine. The Better Clinical Serum Foundation is formulated with 3 serum technologies that visibly reduce dark spots, brighten, and hydrate the skin. In as little as 8 weeks, skin appears more even-toned, radiant, and smoother even after makeup is removed. I feel like the more experience you get with makeup, the more you hate like putting on foundation, because it's like really so bad for your pores. It clogs your pores, and you feel like a visible difference when you take it off. And that's why this Clinique foundation, that is actual skincare, there's 3 serums built into it, and just a brand like Clinique that you actually trust, it makes you feel so much better. Like, the older you get, you're not just wanting to put so much crap on your skin.
It's like a mask, and your face can't breathe. So at least if you're going to put something on your face, like, let it work for you.
100%. And Clinique, I've used their skincare many times, and I've been using their foundation now for a few months. It's so premium. I've definitely noticed a big difference in my skin, and the bottle is so pretty, so it like looks nice on your vanity. So to call it a foundation really doesn't do it justice. It's actually technically a clinical foundation. It's built with 3 serum technologies, so it's not just going to cover your skin. It's going to complete your skin regimen by visibly correcting, hydrating, and smoothing the look of skin with every wear. Also, the packaging, like I said, it's stunning. It's also sustainable, because every glass bottle of the Even Better Clinical Serum Foundation can be recycled. You just remove the cap and the pump, rinse the glass bottle, and throw it in the recycling bin. The hydrating foundation formula provides buildable coverage. It's medium to full coverage, and it has a satin finish. It's really beautiful. I feel like it's good for daytime, but it's also like nice enough if you are going to like a wedding or like an actual event. Like, it has real coverage in it. It's also oil-free, waterproof, sweat and humidity resistant, non-acnegenic, non-caking, non-settling, non-creasing, non-poring, and non-streaking. Don't call it makeup. It is skincare in your shade. Find your shade this holiday season at Clinique.com. Also, the shade matching technology that they have is supreme. I got it. Like, I was like, there's no way this works. And I like took all these pictures, and I didn't have to get up. A perfect match.
A perfect use of technology to actually better our lives.
Okay, so the fifth and final story.
I just want to tell you what the disclaimer is on the Netflix thing. Inspired by real events, this fictional dramatization tells the story of Queen Elizabeth II and the political and personal events that shaped her reign.
Okay, so like the bare minimum, but like not Judi Dench actually enacting change. Like, go Judy, go Judy, it's your birthday, go Judy.
No, but like I feel like that could have been on any of the other seasons, and I wouldn't have even noticed it. It's like, oh, thank you for letting me know this is about Queen Elizabeth.
Right. It doesn't say like we made some shit up. That's what it should say.
Yeah, we made some shit up. It's just that the word fictional is in here, but I feel like most people like wouldn't register that that's what they're saying.
It's something. So let's just be grateful. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever.
The fifth and final story is the bombshell news that Guy Fieri said in an interview that he has in fact not only never been to Ina Garten's house in the Hamptons, he's never even met her.
How's that possible? They don't have like Food
Crossover?
Network con?
The upfronts?
Right, like corporate day out.
People were really shaken by this news. Like, and it kind of reflects poorly on Food Network. Like, your two major stars, like, collab. And now they have to. I feel like Food Network, when it comes to like social media and stuff, they actually do a good job of like being relevant, even though they're kind of like a random network. They're not like very pop culture-y, but their people become like such big stars. I do feel like now that this TikTok like blew up because the interview like clipped it, I do feel like we're gonna get a meeting of the minds. It should be like a week-long special, like a holiday special on Food Network, like Ina and Guyna.
I feel like we live in two different universes, and one is where Guy Fieri exists and one is where Ina Garten exists, and I don't think they can actually physically meet because they're from two different planets.
That's a very interesting take.
So they're going to need a spaceship to get there.
Right, because what would happen to the space-time continuum if they were to collide?
It would be the Big Bang.
And how would I look at this from the perspective of the Big Bang Theory? I don't know. It would be pretty big.
It would be pretty big. It's like not that surprising, actually. They're two different species.
No, it is surprising. That's like literally working at the same company, starting at the same time as someone at your company. It's a big company, but you both started at the same time and you've both reached like the highest C-suite and never meeting them.
But like Ina films from her house in
That's
the Hamptons,
true.
and he's constantly on the road.
Ina is like kind of like a homebound queen. Like she's giving agoraphobia.
She really is.
Yeah, it's like Jeffrey has to come to her nephew Phoebe.
I know.
Phoebe.
Sometimes in the episode, she goes to the local market.
Oh my
she
God.
goes to like a fishmonger.
No, I feel like her bubble consists of like a 3-mile radius around her house, like the farmer's market.
Like just the Hamptons.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Have
No,
you
no.
seen her outside of the Hamptons?
Have you seen her outside of Bridgehampton? No, she doesn't go to Montauk.
No, and she doesn't go to Hampton Bays.
She's exclusively a bridge girly.
It's true.
She's a bridge, like she does not leave the zip code.
So she has zip code phobia.
If you could have one person from the Food Network cook you a meal, who would it be?
Give me a minute to think of all of.
Because
the talent.
mine, as much as like I love celebrities and stuff, like mine just from a palate perspective, like probably would be Ina. She's not crazy. Like
No.
Guy Fieri is like always pork belly, like
Of course, no, it's not Guy. It's actually not Ina though. Like her,
oh maybe it's Giada.
Ina's meals are just like a little too fancy, and I don't know that you would love them.
But I just feel like if I said Ina, if I had to make anyone in the Food Network
Make
realm
you like mac
a
and
roast
cheese.
chicken, I would want Ina's.
Okay, a roast chicken, fine.
Mac and cheese, I might go Guy Fieri, honestly.
Giada's a good answer.
She's a simple girl, simple Italian.
Rachel Ray.
Oh,
Then
sorry.
get to hang out with her.
Rachel Ray. Honestly, when I was reading,
And I would also want Bobby Flay to cook me something just so I could tell him it's terrible.
I would want Bobby Flay to cook me something just so I could be in the same room with him and I could choke him. No I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. That's not funny. When I was reading Lessons in Chemistry, like, and they were talking about like the set of her cooking show, I was thinking so much about 30-minute meals.
I was thinking
Supper
about
at
30-minute meals today or yesterday also.
That like fake TV show they had in the book, Supper at 6, like that was 30-minute meals.
It's meant to be like you start cooking when the show starts and your meal is done by the show the time the show ends. And it's like, I can cook something easy or simple. It's going to take me an hour and a half.
Right.
You know?
Right. And like now with the DVR, like back in the day, like if you were watching a cooking show and it was like you were meant to start the meal with the host and you would both finish it by the end, like there was no fucking way I'm keeping up with the host. But now with DVR, like I really can do a 30-minute meal in about 75 minutes.
Speaking of Lessons in Chemistry, did that book like make you want to like cook more and
No.
like have more nutritional value in your meals?
No, if anything, it made me like hate food because she kept saying like food is science. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Food is food, okay?
I
She was
have
annoying
two
the fuck
things
out of
to
me.
say. One, the book like really makes me want to make a spinach casserole, and some of the books that I've read that happen to be about cooking, like they do have recipes in the back, and I actually wish
that's cute.
that this one did. It would be the first time I would have tried it. And two, the only flaw with the book about like cooking is science. It's actually, this is what the old adage is, that cooking is art and baking is science.
Facts.
You know, cooking is meant to be like a little here, a little there, sprinkle it there.
Right.
But when you're baking, you need precise, otherwise the whole pie
No, by the way,
falls.
once again, you're literally so right.
So maybe if she had been an expert baker.
Yeah.
But I did like how she approached cooking as a science. And I think for her, cooking encompasses cooking and baking.
So what did you think about my fifth and final?
I thought it was great.
Do you think it sparked interesting conversation?
I think that it did. Look, we're still talking about it.
Guy Fieri's looking good, by the way. Have you seen him? I think he's like on some sort of like a wellness because like his skin is like, has this youthful glow to him. He looks like he's getting in shape. Like he looks like kind of hot.
Free idea. Guy Fieri should do another show where he samples like healthy foods, wellness trends, and lets us know like what's actually good.
Yeah, I need Guy Fieri to try green juice and like let me know like what's for real.
Like I need Guy Fieri to go to Erewhon and tell me what to
what's
get.
worth it. Yeah.
You know?
I feel like you would love Erewhon.
At me?
Yeah.
I've been like twice, but I don't think I fully immersed myself. I like
so
bought stuff off the
expensive.
shelves, not like prepared.
No, like that's what you're supposed to do. Like,
But the stuff off the shelves you could get at Whole Foods.
no, and it's literally like $40 for a bottle of olive oil. It's like crazy.
Yeah, I feel like I need to get like some Erewhon, behind the counter stuff.
Yeah, BTC. I gotta get the smoothie.
Yeah, so like we
Lauren
need
also.
Guy Fieri to go to, what's that place?
Earth Cafe.
Earth Cafe.
Yeah, and like let us know like all these new
Fangled.
age, like what's good. What's good?
I think that is the content people want to see, and he's a man that people could trust.
I would trust him with my life, except like, I've only eaten at like one of his restaurants one time, and I actually had to spit out my food. Now, in his defense, it was in an airport in Bogota, so like I don't know what the quality control is like internationally, and it was an airport restaurant, so you have to lower your expectations. But like, I can't actually remember a time in my life where I've had a chicken tender that I spit out. So I just want to be honest, because
Everyone
this is an honest show.
makes mistakes. Everybody has bad days. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Everybody gets that way.
That's so true.
Nobody's perfect, not even Guy Fieri.
No, and sometimes I'm in a jam and I gotta make a plan. You just gotta. So those were the fast 5 stories. You certainly needed to know every iota of them. And
I'm glad we talked about the fast 5 and some of the landmines that we encounter.
No, I completely agree, because it's like one thing about us I think that really separates us from our
Contemporaries.
We don't even have any. Is the level of transparency. Like, we're really bringing everyone along with us onto the business side. Like, we're showing you what goes into the artistic process, and that's really not anything you're going to get at any of those other trash shows. So keep listening to us and fuck everyone else. Am I right?
Yeah.
Except for all of our TNN shows and everything on Dear Media. So that is our show. I had one more thing to say. Oh, this is actually, because of the Jewish holidays, my tour. We actually haven't done 5 episodes in like maybe a month. Like, we've done like 4-day weeks and 3-day weeks, because it was just like,
and like some audio only.
Yeah, it was like a crazy couple of weeks. So it was nice to finally, video, audio every 5 days. We've got another one next week, and I believe the one after that.
Another one.
Next week is your birthday. It was his 30th birthday.
2 weeks
Not
from
next
now.
week, sorry. Yeah. So I guess we'll talk about that next week.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. And we should really have a conversation about turning 30. I'm the first one on the podcast to do it.
Yeah, thank God for that.
And what does it mean?
Sound off in the comments like what your 30th birthday meant to you, and like what did you learn?
What did your 30th birthday mean to you? That's a really good prompt.
Yeah.
I want a 500-word essay by the end of the weekend.
Thank you guys so much for listening to the Toast, the Millennium Morning Show, where we deliver the fast 5 stories that you need to know every Monday through Friday on YouTube. So you're watching this on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. We're also available as podcasts and where podcasts can be found. So that's Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Public Radio, iHeartRadio, CastBox, all the places where we listen to podcasts. Find us. The Morning Toast, leave a 5-star review about how beautiful, stunning, and smart we are. I know, I said the Morning Toast.
I didn't notice.
Thank you.
I'm like really not taking the rebrand. Like, it's not top of mind for me.
You're not taking the rebrand seriously?
I guess not. Like, I didn't even notice.
You heard that, Bryce? Your mom is not taking our rebrand seriously after all the hard work we put into it.
It's fucking disgraceful. I'm sorry.
Say it with me, Bryce. Your mom is fucking disgusting.
I'll do better, Bryce.
Love you guys. Have an amazing weekend. Stay safe, and we'll see you on Monday.
Bye.